So student, we have a lossless and lossy decomposition over here. I have just updated my this PPT to you for betterment, and I just summarize this PPT in simple way. After understanding the normalization term, after understanding the concept of the function dependencies, and after understanding the various type of the function dependencies, and after understanding the closure of the function dependencies and its various mechanisms, we have to understand the decomposition. Because while breaking the concept, while breaking the table, is it guarantee we are breaking the our relation in proper way? And that is to be identified by the lossless and lossy decomposition. I am remembering simple example. Before that, explaining this concept, you have been studying the merge sort. Okay. So in the merge sort, what we have to do? In the merge sort, we will use the divide and conquer technique. So first we will divide and then conquer. I'm taking this example in general way for a betterment, then you can understand this concept simply. We will divide our list of the elements in two parts or three parts. It is a iterative process or recursive process actually. And now after this point, you will able to see the number of the element we have given in the question or in the pool of the area for solving the question. After merging, after sorting, we will get the same number of the elements. Suppose we have the n number of the elements that are to be sorted, and after applying the merge sort, you will be able to see, or after applying the divide and conquer, you will quick sort you can also apply. Then you will be able to see that you are having the same number of the elements. Finally, we are getting the sorted way, but previously it was unsorted. So that is my point. If I'm having the any composition and decomposition, I'm applying on the my database or tables, then if I'm losing some information, so I'm having the lossy data decomposition. If I'm not losing the information, so I'm having the lossless decomposition. So that was a milestone that people are required to understand here. Now, if you remember this point, I think you have been remember all these points right now. So have you been have you remember this point? This table you have discussed many times. Yes, tell me what is the problem? Yes, tell me right now what is the problem? What is the problem in this table? Tell me anything. Yeah, duplicacy we have. This is the first point I'm getting over here. So I'm just using highlighter to highlight the all the duplicacy points. So yeah, so this is very dark. Uh, I'm taking a light dark. So Rohit is coming three times. This is the point. Martin is the name of the student who is coming, whose name is coming two times. So we have, you can observe over here. Course is also 303 is coming two times. That is the point. Okay. And roll number, of course, which is belong to the Rohit, is coming three times. So from this perspective, we can also easily say here we have the duplicate or redundancy. But the point we have over here, the redundancy we can avoid or we
Sir,
can remove. You understand me?
no, sir. I was just telling you the duplicacy of the phone numbers.
Yes, of course. Duplicacy phone number. I'm explaining. Okay. So duplicacy of the phone number is also available here. Now subject in talking about the major, so we have the computer. So computer duplicacy we also over here. If talking about the physics, so we have the duplicacy. So what is the big problem in this relation? We have seen so many times duplicacy. That is a big problem. We have to focus properly. Rajat, professor name is coming two times. Bharat again two times. Grade even also. So duplicacy is also occurring many times over here. So that is the point. But this is the first case we can see or we can understand. But my point over here, if I try to remove the duplicacy, if you want to remove duplicacy, just you want to remove duplicacy, and I can write over here, if you want to remove duplicacy, duplicacy by decomposition. Suppose you want to try this one. by decomposition. Decomposition means just divide. Okay, just divide. We know there is no key attributes, so decomposition will not be a good solution over here. That is the problem. So we have a problem in the student. You will try to make the decomposition. So on what parameter we can, because there is no key attributes. So this is the problem. So decomposition will help us, but there are some other cases where it will not be extended. But in this case, we able to see we have a lots of duplicacy. So we don't know which attribute is a key attribute. So virtual attribute becomes a key attribute. Yes, we can make the composite key attribute. So it is not easy to think indeterminate. So let us understand the thing in the simple way. So what is actually decomposition saying to us? So this is the problem we have seen. It's saying to us we must follow the lossless decomposition. Lossless joint decomposition. Joint decomposition is mainly saying to us after decomposition, after decomposing, if we need to compose the decomposed relation, then you have to apply the join operation. And that's why you are getting the same relation that it is known as the lossless joint decomposition. So lossless joint decomposition saying to us you need to apply the decomposition on the relation and then you will get the two or more than two different relations. If we are applying the join operation on those relations, we are getting the same relation as a previously we have actual relation, original relation, original relation, then we have the lossless because we are not losing any information. Second point is saying to us on taking the join on the decomposed relation, have the same set of the tuples, that is the original relation. So lossless join decomposition is saying to us you can't have the extraneous tuples or rows after join. We will see with an example. And if we are having or we are maintaining the our lossless join decomposition properly, then we are having the dependency preservation. So dependency preservation is basically anything which is saying to us after applying the decomposition, you are having the dependency preservation as it is, as you have decided previously. Now we are not losing any information, so this is known as the dependency preservation. Dependency preservation is a topic which is having the two part. One is a lossy decomposition and lossless decomposition. So in the lossy decomposition, dependency cannot be preserved. And constraint should not be one. Of course, if we have any kind of a key attribute, so after decompose, our key attribute should not be changed, or the element of the information should not be changed. The nature of the data type should not be changed. If it is integer, then it should be integer. It can't be string or it can't be date. So constraint what we have decided that should be as it is. So decomposition in database management system will help us to remove the redundancy anomalies. Anomalies, if you remember the insert anomaly, delete anomaly, update anomaly, and inconsistency. Inconsistency means the not appropriate data from the database by dividing the table into the multiple tables. So more than two tables you can have by the decomposition. So that is a simple concept we have. Let me explain this concept by the help of the example. Now you can easily understand. First, I am telling the lossless decomposition. Decomposition is lossless if it is feasible to reconstruct a relation R from the decomposed tables after doing the join operation. So this is my preferred choice because if I'm applying the join operation, natural join operation. So natural join operation is what is doing. It is checking the common element and it is checking the common element. So we are not having the duplicacy. So natural join, applying the natural join, if you are not having the duplicacy, because duplicacy will be removed by the natural join, and that is the beauty of this join operation. So this is a preferred choice join operation we will use. So the information will not lose the our relation from the decomposed or after decomposed. Then join will result the same origin table. So our relation we have the decomposed, we have the lossless decomposition. From this point, now you will easily understand how many tables we can construct, how many tables we can create over here. Here we have the some attributes, those are recognized by the employee ID, employee name, employee age, employee location, and another one is department ID, department name. I'm just marking the sum of the information inside the box, and I'm also marking these two attributes information inside the box. So having seen such information, now you will able to say there are the two tables can be constructed. Okay, so please got it my word. We can create the two tables from a one table. So this is a decomposition I'm doing. Just let me know right now. Can I do? Can I do or not?
Yes, sir.
But still, yeah, still we have a big point. Each and every statement I'm speaking here or any time I'm speaking, the focus on the point, focus on the my statement. I can do, but when I need to join these two,
Combinatory.
common attribute. Yeah, my dear, you're on the right track. So at least one common attribute is required because join is required the one common attribute to make the relationship or to make the to perform the join operation perfectly. That is good. You are on the right track. Yes, I'm happy right now. So employee or department we can do without any doubt, but at least one common attribute is required to get the data properly and without losing any information. There's no guarantee if you're using the common attributes. So after decomposition or after applying the join operation, you will get the same number of elements. It may happen, you will not have. So at the time, your relation is known as the no the your decomposition is known as the lossy decomposition. We have an example. Okay, so this is simple thing. So we have this relation. From this relation, we have the employee. With this relation, I have given the name R. Here, employee ID I am choosing as a primary key. So on the other table or on the other relation that is department, I can choose over here. So this is also known as our R2 relation. So from this perspective, we will be able to see that employee ID I am taking as a foreign key. It can't be the primary key. So as a foreign key I can take over here. So I can make the relationship. So this is what is the common entry. If after applying the R1 join on the R2, so finally you will get it that you are getting the original table. If you're getting the original table, then it is known as the lossless decomposition. But if you're getting the table in which we are getting some data in the high volume or in the getting data in low volume. So lossy decomposition not saying to your every time you will lose your information. Maybe you can increase your data elements. You can increase the number of tuples. That is fine. So after applying the join operation, if you're getting the same number of the elements as mentioned in the original table, then it is known as the lossless decomposition. But after applying the join operation from the decomposed relation, if you are not getting the number of tuples which is mentioned in the as original table, then you are having the lossy decomposition. That is the key point you have to keep in mind. Now, so example, we have another example. I'm telling you all right now once again. Please focus on the example properly. So in the GATE examination or any other examination, competitive examination, people will not like to give the this kind of example, student name and faculty and the product and customer. For simplification, they will give only the attribute name A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. Okay, and value they can give the 1, 2, 3. So I'm also having this example over here to explain the lossless decomposition. So consider the following relation R, A, B, C. We have the three different relations, three different attributes. From this point, please focus on the statement. R is our relation which is divided into two parts. One is the R1 relation. It contains the A and B attributes from the ABC list of the elements, list of the attributes, and R2 contains only the B and C attributes from the ABC list of the attributes. It contains some values respectively. We have this table. Now, after this point, let us understand what the content value which is holding by the AB. So A we have the 1, 2, 3, B have the 2, 5, 3, and here BC we have the 2, 5, 3 and 1, 3, 3. So this is holding values of the R1 relation and R2 relation. These are the two different relations or sub relations from the main relation, that is R relation. Now, after this point, just focus on the statement properly. After this point, if you try to decompose, so let us check it is decomposition is lossless or not. So what I'm doing, I'm applying the join operation, or by default we can say natural join is a famous operation. So I'm applying the R1 join on the R2, and it must have the R, then it is known as the lossless. But if it is not having equal to the R, then we can say it is a lossy decomposition. So finally, if I'm applying this operation now, if I'm getting this point, so I'm getting the original table, that is R. This is my original table R I'm getting over here. It contains the three different elements, three different tuples. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 2, 5, 3, and 1, 3, 3. So this is the number of the tuples given 3 as given the original table. As given the original table 1, 2, 3, okay, and 2, 5, 3, and 1, 3, 3. So I am reading the information by column wise only or attribute wise only. So this is what this is the lossless decomposition. Now it is clear to all right now? It is clear? The lossless decomposition is clear. Just
Yes.
decompose and after the join operation, you are getting the same original table. Then we are having the lossless decomposition. But there's no guarantee each and every time we will get, because while choosing the column different, we can also have the loss decomposition. So choosing an attribute for making the uh, relationship or for making the decomposition is an actually a main activity, main task in which you need some brain or logic to do so. Because for the functional dependencies, for doing anything, there is no specific algorithm. You have to do something with your practice, and it requires some practice to get the information in simple way. Okay, for simplification, I am just having the another example for the lossy decomposition. So this is our answer. So now we got our answer. So key point you people are required to understand inside the lossless decomposition. Lossless decomposition is known as a non-additive joint decomposition. Whenever I'm asking any question that is explain the non-additive decomposition, then you will say, sir, you didn't is a non-additive joint decomposition. So I can ask this question into different names. So please, you have to keep in mind the answer properly. Why non-additive? Because nothing is required to add it. Why? Because after decomposition, we are getting the same table as we have. So this is the point. And this is a redundant relations after joining the sub relation, so same as a decomposition. No extra nearest tuples. No extra nearest tuple means unnecessary records or tuples are not added inside our relations after the join operation. So that is a big one. So some key points have to. Now its reverse part is we have the lossy decomposition. In lossy decomposition, you can easily say over here we have the same table or same relation, that is a something R1, something could be. So lossy decomposition will be lost. So this is what this will belong to the employee. And if I'm talking about this one, so it belongs to the department. So I am marking by the circle way for a better department. You can say this could be the R1 and or this could be the R2 for the simple way. So if I'm not choosing any common attributes, so let me clarify this statement. If I'm just decompose my relation with the other or multiple attributes, I can do without any doubts. I can do. I have right to do so. But after the decompose, after the applying the natural join operation or any kind of join operation, if I'm getting the same number of elements, then it's a loss case. Which I'm not getting. So what I'm doing, I'm having the lossy decomposition. So you can observe over here, neither employee ID nor department ID as I have taken common attributes. So this is the point you can observe over here in this we have the two relation. In this two relation, I didn't use any common element. I'm speaking once again, neither employee ID nor department ID I have taken. So this is what this is known as the no common attribute. But join for performance join operation, you are required to use the common attributes. But if you are not having, so you can also have the point you have to keep in mind. In the morning, you have seen the tutorial session that is the full output. So if I'm applying the full outer join, if I'm applying the outer join, so duplicacy of the data we have. So here what we have, if I'm not having any common attributes, if I'm not having the common attributes, please keep in mind. So definitely the number of uh, updated or new relation which I'm having that cannot be equal to the our original relation. It can have the 3 into 3, so 9 relation, 9 tuples can have. That is the point. You can have keep in mind 9 relation we can have. So that is a big problem. So 9 relation we don't have. We have only 3 tuples, 9 tuples we can have, but we have only the 3 tuples. So how I can say this could be the our original table? So that is a big problem. So this is the case where we have the loss information. And in this case, you can easily say Department ID we have, nothing information is matching. So ultimately, what we can get, either we can get the 9 tuples or we can get the 0 tuples, because nothing is matched over here, so we are getting the 0 tuples. Or by default, if it is implicitly it accepting the Cartesian product internally, so it will return the 9 records. So we can say we have the 3 tuples, but finally we must have only 3 records. But here we have the 9 records. So that is a not a good way. So lossy decomposition. Lossy decomposition is not a good way to determine it. Let me explain a different example for your betterment. This is this example. In this example, you have seen A, B, and BC. A, B, and BC we have chosen inside the lossless decomposition. Okay, so focus on my statement. Just see in the lossless decomposition, we have selected the R1 as a comma B and R2 as a B and C. While talking about the lossy decomposition, we are choosing the AC and BC. Means A and C attribute and B and C attribute by the R1 and R2, R1 and R2 relations respectively. These are the sub relations. So you can observe over here. Everything is same. The data element, data value, we have the same. Nothing is changed. Now after decomposition, you are getting these elements. So A contain the 1 2 3, BC contain the 1 3 3, and B contain the 2 5 3, and C contain also over here again 1 3 3. So here we have the two different relations, sub relations from the main relation. If you try to do something, what we have to do, we have to perform the R1 relations join on the R2. So we found that this is not a answer as we must have. We must have the R relations, but here we are not having. If this relation, this value is not equal to. Let me show my proof over here. You can see. After applying the join operation, we are finding these two records which are highlighted by the green color here, yellow color as well. You can see these are not a part of our original relation. So here what we have the unnecessary extraneous tuples, and this is known as the lossless. So lossless. This is not the lossy. So if we have the lossless, then there will be no extraneous tuple. But here we have the lossy, then we can have the less or more number of the tuples. So ultimately, you can say here we have the 3 tuples, but here we have the 5 tuples, which are not equal to that is the method, which are not equal to. Original table will contain only 3 attributes or three attributes and 3 tuples. While in the original in the after lossy decomposition, we are having the 3 tuples and five tuples and 3 attributes. And that is a big ring. So this is the lossy decomposition. Okay. Now it is clear to all right now. The lossless and lossy decomposition. It is clear to all. Tell me any doubt?
So how we got those two extra records?
You are getting these two information by applying the R1 join on the R2. See, these are the R1 R2 which is decomposed. So from the decomposed relation in which we have chosen the A and C in the one relation, and second relation we have chosen the B and C attributes. So after choosing the attributes, we are finding that we are having the lossy decomposition. So while choosing the appropriate attribute, we found that if we are losing some information, then we will not choose the appropriate. We will not choose the appropriate attributes, and that part we will see inside the normal form. So normal form is saying to us, you must use the lossless decomposition only. After normalization or during the normalization, we finding that we are losing some information. Then what would be the sense of using the particular concept? This is the point. Okay, so basic idea about the losses and lossy decomposition is clear to all right now. Just tell me right now. The fundamental part is clear. Just tell me. Any doubts so far?
Sir, C actually in the lossy decomposition, C is there is a redundancy in C, sir. Maybe because of
Yes.
that we are getting.
Yeah. Yes. That is a good point. You are talking to me right now. You are on. Yeah, sir, you are on the right point. See, yeah, definitely. Why we are having the extraneous tuples? Because C contain the duplicates. So that is the reason we can't use those records, those attributes which are having the duplicate. This is a good point. Actually, you are on the right track. So you can observe only in the C we have the duplicacy. So if you're choosing the attribute or any attribute which are having the duplicacy, so definitely we will be the part of the or we are putting the lossy decomposition, and we have to sun from the such kind of a thing. That is a good point. You are on the right track. I have already marked by the structure. Yes, of course, it is. Okay, so fundamental part is clear. What is mean by the losses and what is mean by the lossy decomposition.
Yes, sir.
So that was my point. If you have the student relation, as we have seen a few minutes ago, so we have to choose the appropriate column or attributes. But each and every attribute contains the duplicacy. So how we can? So after decomposition, if we try to compose, definitely, definitely, lossy decomposition will be there. Number of the tuples will be increased, and that was a big problem. So student problem, student relation we have, but that was not a good relation. We will do some exercise on that part, but before that we need to understand the what is the normalization and what is the normal form. Okay, so after this we will see what is the normalization and normal form. So we have a limited time, so we will see the fundamental idea about the normalization and normal form. So this key points, let me explain the key point. This lossy joint decomposition is also known as the adaptive joint decomposition, or you can also known as the careless decomposition. What is the problem? After applying the joint operation, extraneous tuples will be part of the our resultant tables. So that was a big challenge for us. So we can't make a lossy decomposition in our relation. Okay, so the fundamental part is clear to right now.
Yes, sir.
It's okay.